Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with
Here now, in this game, one goal, one team. Fight for that possession, gotta act fast. Another shot, another pass. City comes to life and they got something to say. Come on, let's go. I feel devotion.
All right, everybody. Thank you and welcome to the Players View with my co-host Jake Cohen. Coming off a huge win, Maccabi beats Valencia yesterday to keep their playoff hopes and dreams alive. We are coming at you live on X and YouTube. Pretty cool that we're live there. We're still offering that 15% discount for the rest of the season, so use PV15 for that code. Get these last minute games in March as we sneak into April, getting ready for the playoffs. Here you have it. Anadolu-Efes Istanbul coming into Baskonia Vitoria-Gasteiz for quite a matchup. Let's hear from Coach Mijatovic.
Home or away, every game is a battle. That's what makes EuroLeague so special. Our guys are, of course, fully committed, fully concentrated, and fully ready. We know that it's going to require 40 minutes of full concentration offensively, defensively, kind of playing the A game, A performance in order to reach our goal, which is hopefully to win the game.
All right, well, we're going to see if they bring their A performance, but you see the Baskonia players arriving now. Baskonia coming in at 9th place at 16 and 15, looking to secure a play-in spot with this win if they're to win today. And Anadolu-Efes needs the win, coming in at 12th, 14 and 17 record. Battling with Milan and Partizan, but before that, Coach Ivanovic.
Probably for me, Efes is one of the best team, a situation 1-on-1 in the pick and roll. They won 2 championship, Europe championship, because they play this pick and roll or situation 1-on-1. Individual responsibility for play good defense. This is what we have to do.
Defense definitely going to be the key tonight to slow Anadolu-Efes down. I wanted to just shout out the injuries real quick. The only person we have out, Ertan Ghazi for Efes. We heard some whispers about Marcus Howard maybe being a possibility, but he's in the lineup. He's ready to go. Jake, for Baskonia to win or Efes to win, what are your keys for the game today?
Well, there's a lot of fun things for us to look at tonight. I think first and foremost is the matchup between these scorers. On one hand, you got Marcus Howard, who is bringing a style of play, I think, previously unknown to the EuroLeague. I think, guys like Scotty Wilbekin were playing a little bit like that, and he's turned it up to 11. Just the amount of threes he shoots, the kind of shots he takes, and his percentages. I mean, he's shooting 9 threes a game, fading everywhere on the court, and he's shooting 40% from 3. So it's just crazy the way he's able to score the ball. He's averaging only slightly over 20 minutes a game, and yet still scoring at a crazy clip. So that's the Baskonia score. And then on the other side, we got Shane Larkin. Shane Larkin coming to the game as the league leader in PIR, in index. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those two do tonight. We got 2 great stores, guys that can heat up in a hurry. Shane Larkin, obviously, has got all the pedigree, the resume, very impressive, been doing it for a long time. Marcus Howard on his way up, however, solidifying himself as one of the premier scorers in this league. It's going to be a great game tonight. We got a lot of other stuff to look at, but I'm just happy to be with you on a Thursday night, Mike. Usually we're together on a Friday night. It's a little different because Friday night, I get the Menorah Miftachim Arena to myself because it's Shabbat. Thursday night, there's a concert in there tonight, so I can't be in there, hence I'm in my kitchen. So here we are. I'm happy to be with you on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday night, Mike. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm happy to see your face too, man. Congrats on the win yesterday. Big time for you guys. Really set Valencia back in their hopes to reach the play-in. There's a game that they really needed. They're 14 and 18 now, so they have a big task ahead of them and some luck needed on their side to reach that play-in. But yeah, Thursday night, I did notice the background. Okay, now that we know it's in your kitchen, that's awesome. Circumstances permit. You always seem to be having just traveled or really tired from a long trip every time. So, hey, let's tell the fans about your day. What happened in the last 24 hours?
Well, it was another. We got the win last night against Valencia. Straight to the airport. Actually saw Valencia also flying out right after the game, so that was funny to see them in the airport once again. But yeah, got back walked into my apartment door at about 5 a.m. Shout out to my wife for taking the morning shift so I could sleep from 6 to noon, and then the rest of the day with the kiddos. And it's funny when we first got on the call, Mike was like, "Jake, you got a black eye." No, I don't have a black eye. I'm just tired. it's that part of the season, but we power through. This game that we got tonight, Mike, we got two very explosive offensive teams. We got Efes and Baskonia. Baskonia crazy in transition. Baskonia, very good in transition. A lot to do with the guy you see on screen right now, Chima Moneke, one of these guys who's a very big coast-to-coast threat. He gets the rebound and goes. Excellent in the open floor, has the ability to handle it, and he's been playing very well. Definitely one of the breakout players of the season in EuroLeague, in my opinion. And on the other hand, we got Efes, who can really fill it up. They got some really, really good guards who are super efficient. Rodrigue Beaubois, Elijah Bryant, and of course Shane Larkin, as we mentioned. Not to mention Darius Thompson, the former Baskonia player. That's something to keep an eye on. But, Mike, what I really want to talk to you about is this defensive issues that Efes has been having this season. They are last in the league in points per game. They're last in the league in assists per game given up. And they're last in the league in opponents' three-point percentage. All things I feel like Baskonia is very, very capable of punishing. So,
yes.
What do you think, what does Efes got to do, first of all, to not, fall into the same bad habits they've had over the season? Or is this Baskonia offense just going to jump on those weak spots?
Well, I think part of it was, management trying to handle that with the firing of their first coach. Those numbers were so poor and they didn't get out to the start that they wanted, and halfway through, they fire the coach. So at this point now, you might have made some changes defensively, but you're already so far behind in the statistics towards the other teams that you're not going to be able to change that. So I do think they are playing a little bit better defense ever since then, but they're just in such a hole that they can never overcome those numbers. However, to your point, it's just going to be an offensive night for them. Elijah Bryant coming off an amazing game where he nearly missed 2 shots, or he was just going crazy from the field. His confidence is sky high. Fun fact for me, I didn't know Shane Larkin was leading the EuroLeague in the index rating. That's wild, because typically the guy who's leading in index has a chance at the MVP race, and we haven't really heard Shane Larkin's name thrown in there. I mean, obviously it's got to do with the team's record, and having been back-to-back champions, you would kind of expect a little bit, better performance throughout the year for them. So I think that's probably why he's not in the MVP race, but he's playing obviously an unbelievable season. To me, a little bit more balanced. He's just so dynamic offensively in the past. Like, that's what I've known him for, but now it's like a leadership role, kind of doing a little bit of everything on the court. So it's going to take a complete game for them to get this win at a tough Buesa arena.
Yeah, Vitoria, really tough place to play.
Yes.
The arena is big, spacious, and the court is a different color. I sometimes think that might factor into it, just a little something extra to throw you off. But one thing that jumped out at me looking at Shane's numbers this year is that he's averaging over 5 assists per game, which really impressed me, because when you think of Shane Larkin, you just think of the scoring. And if he's also creating, at least 10 points per game for his teammates, that's big time. He's contributing, over 30 points a game between his scoring and assisting, not to mention the gravity that he's drawing, from the opposing defenses. Something that I think, if you were to just compare head-to-head Marcus Howard to Shane Larkin, something that Marcus Howard can learn from Shane is how he's creating for his teammates, for others, because that's something you don't see with Marcus Howard. His assist numbers are pretty low. He actually has more turnovers this year than he does assists. So looking forward, I think we're going to see that area continue to improve for Marcus Howard as he gets, more and more established in this league. The scoring ability is undoubtedly there, but I'm very optimistic that he's going to add that extra, playmaking ability to his bag, so to speak, that we see from Shane at this point in his career, which is very impressive. But looking at these standings, Mike, you touched about it, what this game means for the play-in. Baskonia, if they win, they're in the play-in for sure. If Efes wins, they're not in for sure, but they are in a good position because then they'd only be one game back of Baskonia. And if they win by 8 or more, they're going to have the tiebreak on them. And we got four teams currently sitting at 14 wins: Partizan, Milan, Efes, and Valencia. And obviously Valencia has one extra loss right now. The other 3 are playing tonight. So a win tonight really puts Efes in the conversation of, first of all, one of the hottest teams in EuroLeague. And second, they're putting a lot of pressure on the people around them because they know Efes is hitting the right gear at the right time. It's going to be super interesting to see as we get down to these last 3 games how it's going to play out. There's, not to mention, Munich and Zalgiris both with 13 wins. They're also in the conversation if things go their way.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. It's 90% of the league is unsure of what's going to happen in a couple of weeks when we start the playoffs.
Yeah, that just goes to show how tight the EuroLeague is. Every game counts, dating back to October, November, December. Some games that maybe you blew with a turnover or a late game scenario, it's going to come back to haunt you. So just shows the importance. That's why these coaches are always harping on the players for literally every possession throughout the season. But to your point, if I'm sitting in the playoff space and I see, okay, Efes is coming up, I would not want to face them. They have that championship pedigree. Nearly everybody on the team was a part of that back-to-back. Obviously, they've had some newcomers, but very talented additions. So that would scare me, for one, just because they've been in hostile environments and they know how to handle that. And then who are the other guys? Milan, okay, probably not having the best season, who is currently losing right now to Zalgiris. They're at 14 wins, so maybe if they drop down, then you'd be faced with an Efes and Partizan, both really scary if you have to ever go to Partizan to play. That crowd is unbelievable, so that'd be tough. And then, yeah, Efes, like I said, the championship pedigree, you probably don't want to face them either. So all wild scenarios, and it's definitely not going to be settled tonight. So we got a great game. But before we get into the game, we want to say bye to everybody that's watching on X and YouTube. Thank you for catching the pregame. Hop on over to EuroLeague TV to hear what Jake has to say for the game. Here's some more travel stories. And get your question in using hashtag #ThePlayersView.
Right. Definitely send some questions in. We had some really fun questions last time we did the Players View. Added a lot to the show, so please send us your thoughts,